Little sugar snickumsies, welcome back to another journal video. It's been a while since we've talked. I think it's about 3 weeks because I really had to take care of business, literally, because my business, I run a marketing and PR agency, and I also started an online business school, and that really needed my attention, and I also needed to make money because girls gotta live. So here we are back with a video about all the journals that I'm currently using. I'm still figuring out if this system is the best for me, but so far so good. So I thought I'd share because I've seen a lot of people wonder how many journals you need and what kind of journals you need. And honestly, it's up to you, but maybe this will inspire you to get yourself sorted and create a system that really works for you. So I've got 4 journals here. Not all of them I'm really happy with, but let's start with the one that I absolutely adore, which is my business bullet journal. I'm gonna put the other ones aside a little bit. Okay, here we is. So this bullet journal is from the Leuchtturm collaboration with writer Carol, so the actual bullet journal inventor, like the method inventor. And this what's this called, this little case I got from Etsy. There's this guy who makes these journal covers from leather, and as you can see, the leather is a little dry, so I need to take care of it. I use some leather cream, but what I love about this is that it's leather, so it'll last me a long time, and as a minimalist, that is very important to me. I don't feel like having to buy a new cover every year or every quarter like I see some people do on YouTube. I mean, I get it because it's cool to like be able to like flip through the covers, but in the end, what's in my journal is more important than the cover. So this cover is amazing. It's leather, like I said, and he also stamped my initials in it. So KQB, Kaya Quintana Broekhuizen, that is my name. So I wanted that stamped here in the corner so that if I ever lose it, no one can claim it because this is all mine. I literally branded it, or the guy who made it for me. So this is my business bullet journal. Like I said, this is the Leuchtturm with writer Carol second edition, and this is where I keep track of all of my tasks that I have during the week for my business and my house. So the reason why I have this in a separate journal is because I don't want my personal journal to leave my house, because this is really personal. So a lot of people ask, like, should I put my personal journal with my bullet journal? And that's up to you. But for me, in this journal, my personal journal, there's a lot of personal stuff that no one will get or understand. If they were to get their hands on it and read it, they'd be like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Because this is really just me pouring my brain out onto the paper to make sure that it is organized and clear and that my mental health stays on top. So this does not leave my house. This is all mine. This is private. This is my safe space. And this one is my business and work bullet journal, and this one leaves the house with me. So, you know, if people look in this journal because, I don't know, I forget it somewhere and someone finds it, I don't have to worry about like too personal details. They'll just see all of the tasks that I did and they'll be like, ah, this person works a lot and she likes to collage stuff. Okay. And apparently there's a birthday over here. So this literally is everything I do in a week, and this is what makes me very productive. And because I run a business, I actually have 3 businesses. I have my first marketing agency, I have my online business school, and then I have my YouTube channel. So I have 3 income streams, and that is a lot of work, and I need to like make sure that I know exactly what I need to do. So this is my business and work bullet journal. So in the front, for example, let me see, I have like a productivity tracker, and I can't, well, yeah, here, this is like my year overview, what I do with my business and planning and whatnot. So that's why I have this in a separate journal. And this is my business bullet journal. So I wanted to show you guys the journal that I use every day and that also leaves the house with me. Now on to my second favorite journal. So this is my personal journal. I absolutely love the cover. It's a Hobonichi cover that was made in collaboration with an artist, and I love these little people on the cover. They're just so happy-go-lucky, and that's exactly how I feel in my brain. Like my actual me is really happy-go-lucky. So I love this cover, and I don't think I'll get rid of this anytime soon. I'll probably have this for a couple of years for all of my personal journals to follow, because I just really, really like it. It just makes me feel happy. So in my personal journal, let me see, I really keep track of what happens in my brain and in my personal life. So for example, this is my April spread that I wasn't able to film because I was busy, but no worries, I'll pick it up later and I'll show you May and everything when I'm going to create that. So what I do in my personal journal, this time I was really busy and I just needed to make sure that I had a spread for April. So I put in like a little quote, and then I do my goals and like a little note. Like last month, I realized I didn't really journal that much because I was too busy with work, and it took a toll on my mental state. And what I mean by that is that my brain and my mind felt really cluttered, and that made it really hard for me to relax. So this, for me, my personal journal is really important to make sure that I can use it to pour out all of the things on paper that bother me. I literally empty my brain on the page. So this is very therapeutic. And this is my workout tracker that is very personal because it doesn't really belong in my business bullet journal. And then I write down one good thing a day. So I got 2 new clients. Oh, actually I got about 15 new clients, so that's really good. So I'll keep track of one good thing a day, and as you can see, I forgot to do it on the 6th and the 7th, so I have to like do this again. And then on the pages after that, I will just scribble daily. So if I went through an experience that I don't like, I write it down here, and it can get as messy and as honest if I want, because the pages don't tell anyone. This is my safe space. And that's the reason why I've separated my personal journal from my business bullet journal, which is very task oriented, and my personal journal is really for documenting therapy, mental health, reflecting, and such. And so yeah, that's why I do that separately. And if you were wondering if that is a good idea for you, it's a good idea if you don't want anyone to read your private thoughts and your overthinking things. So this is my personal journal and I love it. So this is an Archer and Olive journal, and I know the internet is probably gonna flip out when I say that I'm not a fan of Archer and Olive journals. So I got this in the Friday the 13th mystery box, and yes, it looks cute, but it has this canvas cloth and it attracts dust like no other. And also this type of fabric I don't like how it feels against my skin. And I think it's because I have chronic eczema, which is like a autoimmune disease in my case. And when you have eczema, certain fabrics can really annoy your skin. And this is the type of fabric that annoys my skin, but it's still a really nice journal. So I didn't want to like toss it out. So I created a timeline journal with this. And what I do is like I flip it open so I don't have to touch the cover because it feels icky. But what I don't like about this timeline journal is that the paper is really thick, and I like it to be a little bit more soft, like a little bit more thin. It's really like hard. But on the other hand, the hard paper is really good for collaging because it keeps all the paper together. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the Archer and Olive journal that I have here. I don't think I'll buy another one anytime soon because I still have a lot of them left from that box, from the mystery box. But if you want to know how I created this timeline journal, there's a video on my YouTube channel. So just look up timeline journal and you'll find it. So what I do is I literally create a timeline and I print pictures, and then I put down the date and like a little blurb about what happened. So I still have to like finish a lot of it because this is like August, September, and then it stops. But I also did a lot of in November, December, and I already know why I didn't do November, because in November I had friends over in my house, and one of my friends, well, he's not a friend anymore, but he really he did something that I find unforgivable, and we had a lot of pictures of that night, but they feel tainted now, so I didn't put them in my timeline journal yet. But what I have to do is like sort through those pictures and get out the good ones with the friends that were fun and happy that day. And the one that is not my friend anymore, I just have to burn that picture. But no hard feelings. I wish him well. I know he's like in a tough situation, probably. But yeah, that's why I stopped doing the timeline journal, because I just wasn't ready to sort through those memories. But I really love this format because all you have to do is print out a picture that you had on your phone anyway. You write down a date, what you were doing, and you create like a cute header, and then you're ready to go. And I think this timeline journal format is perfect for people that don't like to journal too much, like you're not into writing, but you do want to capture your memories and you want to actually put the photos on your phone to use. Then this timeline journal format is the shiz. So definitely look it up on my YouTube channel. I will be taking time to catch up because I got a lot of photos and a lot of nice moments on my phone, and I've got a lot of pages left, and it is really pretty because it has this gold foil on the edges of the pages. And so this is the perfect way for me to quickly make use of all the pictures in my phone and really create memories that I can look back at and be like, oh my god, I forgot, and I don't have to like take too much time for it. So for example, this was a picture before I went to court because I sued one of my clients and I won. So when I see this picture, like, you don't know how much this empowers me. And just seeing this in my little, my little timeline journal, it just brings out the good memories, and I love that. Like a quick overview of the high points in my life, or the highlights. So if you don't have a timeline journal yet and you like the quick and easy journaling and you want to make use of the pictures on your phone, this is the shiz, like I said. Okay, next journal. Oh my god, the cloth on this journal I do not like. Does anyone else have that, like when you touch a certain fabric or like a textured surface and you're like, ah, it just feels icky? Okay, I don't know, let me know in the comments below. So this is my commonplace book. It is a 6-ring binder, clear cover. I got into it because I think when I started getting back into journaling again, a lot of girls about like a year or 2 years ago, like these clear ring binders were very hot on YouTube, and there were like teenage girls who were using them to create like K-pop collages in them. And I'm not a teenager anymore, but like age-wise, I'm about to turn 34 in August, but sometimes my brain is still like 15 years old, and I was like, oh my god, clear cover. I love that about myself. I'm not like old and dusty yet. So a commonplace book is a place, well, a common place obviously is a place where you often come. That's why it's common. It's very familiar. And in this case, you put it into a book. So this is my commonplace book. And what you do in a commonplace book is save important information, quotes, blurbs, pictures, and things that you want to check back to often because they give you inspiration, motivation, or something that you need to complete your life. So in my case, as you can tell, I collect a lot of quotes, and in my commonplace book, I do not just write. Some people use it. It's very, very straightforward. They would just write quotes, and then the book, and then the date, and then you would have like entries with just text. But I personally love reading Flow magazine. You guys have seen it on my channel a lot, and they often have these really nice quotes. And so then I cut out the quote because I like it, I put it in, and then I create a collage around it because it's also for me like crafty therapy. So I have a lot of quotes in here that I often check back to because they were very good for me in a specific time in my life. And you can tell that I also add the dates. I've got this awesome date stamp, and so I always put in the date when I found the quote or when I created this entry. Because it's a commonplace book, I do want to keep track of when I found something or when I had this epiphany in my brain or figured something out. So it really is not just a collection of quotes. sometimes it's also just a feeling. So this is not really a quote. This is more like a feeling that I had, and I put it down on paper in a collage. And when I look at it, I just feel something. It just makes me feel very happy and bright. So I guess a commonplace book can also be used very, very visually, I guess. I've never really seen someone else do it this way, but it works for me. So this is an example of a quote that I liked. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. And I was feeling very, very lost in February 2021. And then what I mean about quotes and important information. So this is a quote by Seth Godin. And as you can see, I put it down. It was like Seth Godin on the Lewis House podcast. And I've got the episode number behind that. And the quote says, "When in doubt, look for the fear. If people are giving you a hard time about forward motion, where is the fear? If you are finding yourself blocked, where's your fear? If you know you're going to fail, what would you do?" And I really like this quote because it reminded me that when you give someone the solution, like literally the solution, and they're not taking it, is usually because they're scared of something. And you need to figure out what the fear is, fix the fear so they can take the solution and move on forward in life. And I thought that was such a good quote. And he said it in a video interview, so I can't keep watching the video every time because it's a pain in the butt to constantly go back to that part where he says it. So that's why you would use a commonplace book to write it down and to know what it said, and you can easily access this every time when you want to see this or read this. You just grab your commonplace book and you know where to go and where to read. So yeah, that's my commonplace book, and I really, really love this. I often take the time to like put in new quotes or information that is really important to me. So I have this next to my desk, so if I want to get inspired or motivated or want to figure something out, I have my commonplace book very close to me. And the reason why I did it in a 6-ring binder is because once this is full, I can take out these pages, archive them, and then put in new pages. And I've seen these Plotter by Japan covers that are also binders, but they're not clear cover, they're like made of leather. I would love one, but they're crazy expensive. I think one cover is like $300. I was like, girl, I mean, I'm about to be a rich bitch, but still $300 for a cover. I was like, nah, girl. So I'm just having this cheap cover, but if I ever have the money to like upgrade it to like leather, I will go for it because I love it. So these are my 4 journals. I hope you liked me explaining how I use them. I hope it gave you some inspiration on how you can use a system like this for yourself. Obviously, I'm a minimalist, so less is more. But when it comes to making sure that you have easy access and really are able to separate things and make sure that it works for your brain, because we all have a different type of brain that needs a different type of system and way of organizing. You don't need this setup, just find a setup that works for you. So for me, my commonplace book is very important because I want this close to me on my desk. This timeline journal is amazing because it's quick and easy access to my memories. Then this personal journal I use on a daily to really make sure my mental health and mind stays clear. And then this one is also with me every day because this is how I manage my life and my business. So it really makes sense to me, and I'd love to hear about your system. If you like this video, definitely thumbs it up, subscribe for more, and you can watch another video over here because I made a lot of videos about journaling, and I'll be back soon with more monthly journaling videos for you, ASMR style and voiceover style. So thank you so much for watching. I love you. Goodbye.